Good afternoon, everybody. It's Serge, the hockey guru, coming to you from Fresno, California. It's a beautiful afternoon. It's a warm afternoon. It's maybe a little bit hot afternoon. It's close to 90 degrees. We're about an hour away from the second round of the Stanley Cup Finals. You might be watching second round of the playoffs. You might be watching this after the first game has started. However, I assure you, I did record this, and Tony, I'm looking at you, buddy. I did record this before the second round started. I did make my playoff predictions for the first round. There is a video down below, playoff predictions by Serge, and it's there. I was 5-3. You know, it wasn't that great. It wasn't that bad. So I did pretty good. So what a first round we had. And now the great thing about the second round is all four series are going to be amazing. All these 8 teams all deserve to be in here so far. All of them have a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Every single one of them had more than 100 points. And it doesn't it wouldn't surprise us if any one of them won the Stanley Cup. All right, so let's jump into it. We're going to start off with the saying that I ran into on Twitter today. This is a 31-team league and then a 16-team league. The 16-team league is much harder to win. The playoffs are a different story. You might be a great team in the regular season, but when it comes down to it, the playoffs are a war. The playoffs are a 2-month battle. You have to win 16 games, and you have to be. It's a marathon. It's not a quick. This is not the NFL playoffs where, you know, one fumble, one interception, one bad play can cost you a playoff. You need to win 4 out of 7 4 times. So this is not it's not an easy thing to win. The Stanley Cup is one of the toughest trophies to win in the world. Anyways, let's start off with the Lightning and the Bruins. The Bruins are going to be coming off their big 7-game win against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they're going to be facing a team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are at home waiting for them. They haven't played a game in a week. This is going to be a tough matchup, but I see the Tampa Bay Lightning winning this. However, the season series this year, they played 4 games. 3 of them were won by Boston. This is basically a Boston team. It's very simple. All right, they got a top line of Pasternak, Bergeron, and Marchand. If you shut them down, you will win. They had 30 points in the 7 games combined as a line against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. Those 30 points came in the 4 wins. In the 3 losses, they did not get a point. Very simple. You shut down that line, you're going to beat this team. I don't think this team has that much secondary scoring. Yes, it's going to be guys like Nash and all those guys that have to step up, but they didn't have a great first round. Rick Nash was terrible. I watched every single one of those games. 1 goal and 1 assist in 7 games was not very effective. You need guys like Nash. You need guys like DeBrusque. You need these guys like Krejci to step up. If they don't step up, they're not going to win. On the other side, you got Kucherov. You got the Stamkos, JT Miller line. This is a great line as well. It's going to be a matchup of 2 solid lines. But then I see they have a lot of secondary scoring. Johnson, Palat, Brandon Point. But then you look at a guy like Killorn. He scored 4 goals in the first round. So anyways, this is a well-balanced team. You got Hedman in the back, 26 minutes a game. You got Chara, 23 minutes a game. And then the goalies. Vasilevsky is a much better goalie, playing a lot better than Tuukka Rask. Tuukka Rask had a pretty bad round in the first round. The 2.94 and an 8.99 save percentage is not going to get it done. All right? The Boston Bruins are going to lose this series, and they're going to lose it in 6. Tampa Bay Lightning in 6. That's my prediction. We'll see how it goes. It's Saturday afternoon. This series will start. All right, so Tampa in 6. Now let's move on to the series that is about to begin. It's going to kick off the second round. Washington and Pittsburgh. It seems like every year it's Washington and Pittsburgh. It seems like every year Washington wins the division, Washington wins the President's Trophy, and they get knocked out by the Penguins. It's not something you're imagining. This team has faced each other 10 times in the playoffs. This will be their 11th meeting. They've faced off 10 times. The Penguins have won 9 of those 10. The post-Crosby-Ovechkin era, this is going to be their 4th meeting, and Crosby has won every single one of the previous 3. So do we look at history? I don't know. Is history going to repeat itself? I don't know. This is a pretty mismatch, right? If you look at the history in the playoffs. In the regular season, they tied the series 2-2. The 11th time, like I said, a 9-1 for the Penguins. Now, the Penguins have a little bit of adversity. They're missing two players from their top line, Malkin and Hagelin. At least one game. We don't know how long they're going to be out. But the Penguins can score, as you know. Crosby and Gensel, they both had 13 points to lead not only their team, but the whole playoffs. Letang, Phil Kessel chipped in with 5 points. This is a matchup of defense, I believe. The Washington Capitals are playing a much better defensive game than the Penguins are. And not just defensively, but the goaltending. They had a bit of a goaltending controversy. Grabber started the first 2 games, and then Holtby came in, won all 4 of the games he was involved in. 9.32 save percentage, a lot better than Murray's 9.11 save percentage. Holtby won every single game he played. I think this is the year. Again, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. How about you fool me 9 times? But I don't know. I think this is the year the Washington Capitals are going to break through their jinx, and they're going to get through the Penguins. I just don't see the Penguins. They got a great offense, don't get me wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see how they're going to stop Ovechkin, who had a great series, 5 goals and 3 assists. Sorry, my notes are flying here. 5 goals and 3 assists. Kuznetsov and Backstrom and Carlson on the back end. This is a good team. I don't see a Letang, Dumoulin. They carry the minutes on the Penguin back end, but I don't see how they're going to stop the Washington Capitals. I think Washington wins this, and I think Washington will win it in 6 games. It ends here. The Pittsburgh domination of Washington Capitals, it ends here. 6 games, this will be over. Washington against Pittsburgh, Washington in 6. Tony, look, I predicted it. Washington in 6. Play this tape back after. We'll see what happens. Next, we go to the West. This game also will start tonight. Don't get me started about my rant about Las Vegas. Hopefully I'll be able to watch the game tonight because it is in San Jose, but we'll see. Maybe we'll be ranting again. Both of these teams went undefeated. Both of these teams swept. In the regular season, Vegas won three games out of the 4. 2 of the games went to overtime. This is going to be an interesting series. We don't see too many goals happening. Both goalies are playing phenomenal. Now, Vegas, nobody had more than 1 goal in the whole series. Riley Smith had 3 points leading the team. Think about this, guys. They don't have a guy that's going to dominate. On the back end, they got Smith and Engelland. They lead the way in time on the ice. And on the other side, the Sharks, I believe, could score. And they can score better and have more offense than the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Couture, Pavelski both had 5 points. Hurdle, Sorensen, Kane, all with 3 goals in the first round. And, of course, they got their big 2 guys in the back, Burns and Vlasic. 24 minutes a game on average. And the wild card in this is Joe Thornton is skating again. Joe Thornton might be back for game 2 or maybe a little bit later on in the series. This is their leader. You put a guy like Joe Thornton in that lineup, it's going to make a huge difference. The difference, obviously, is the goaltending. Fleury had a phenomenal first round, 0.65 goals against, a 977 save percentage. How do you go against that? You got to penetrate their D and you got to score. They play as a team. They don't have a superstar. They don't have a guy that you have to focus on. You got to focus on their whole team. They play as a great team. But I think just like the Penguins' reign ends here, I think the Las Vegas Golden Knight mirage of a season, get it? Mirage, Vegas, Mirage Casino. It's a pun, look it up. It ends here, all right? San Jose is just too strong right now. They're playing on all, they can score. They have a great goaltender in their own right. Marty Jones came to play in the first round, and I think he continues that. If San Jose scores 3 or 4 goals, Vegas cannot compete with that. They're not going to shut him out every game. This is going to be a very low-scoring series, but we see it going to the San Jose way. All right? San Jose Sharks will win the series. San Jose Sharks will win it in 6 games as well. So there you go. Are we going to get burnt again by the Las Vegas Golden Knights? I hope not, because I've been burnt all year by them. But it's over. This is it. You're going to crap out. 7? Done. It's finished. Sorry, Las Vegas. You're going to be out. You're not going to win the Stanley Cup. It's not fair, first of all. This is one of the reasons we don't want Las Vegas to win the Stanley Cup. It's not fair. We've been waiting for 50 years to win a Stanley Cup. There's teams that are waiting 20, 30 years. There's teams that are waiting 10, 15 years. You can't just come into the league and win a Stanley Cup. You got to pay your dues, all right? You're not going to win a Stanley Cup this year. The San Jose Sharks are hopefully going to end that streak, and the San Jose Sharks will beat you in 6 games. All right? The last series, which I think is going to be the toughest one, both these two teams are just phenomenal. Nashville and Winnipeg. We picked Nashville to win the Cup, so obviously we're going to pick Nashville to win, but it's going to be by a whisker. All right? The Winnipeg Jets have too many weapons. The Winnipeg Jets have an unbelievable defense. Bufflin, Trouba, Myers, Morrissey. Very tough 4. Maybe the best 4 in the game right now. And up front, Scheifele, Stastny, Laine, Wheeler, Ehlers. Like, they got weapons that they can bury you any day. And of course, Hellebuck and net. What a phenomenal series. On the other side, Nashville is a much well-balanced team. They got 7 points from Austin Watson, who is a 3rd or 4th line player in the first round. Sissons, Forsberg, Bonino, Johansson, Arvidsson, all these guys can score. And of course, you got their back 4, very solid as well. Josie, Ellis, PK, and Ekholm. So this is a great matchup. This could be the Stanley Cup final right here. This is going to be a back and forth series. It might come down to Pekka Rinne and Hellebuck. Again, 2 great goalies. It's tough to pick one of these. It's going to be a 7-game series, I think, and it's going to go to Nashville. Winnipeg, I'm sorry again. You know, we want you to do well, but somebody has to win. And unfortunately, you ran into Nashville. I think Winnipeg is maybe the second best team right now in the playoffs. The way they're playing, I was wrong about them in the first round, but I don't know. Nashville's just a little bit better. Both teams have unbelievable home crowds. The Nashville home side, all orange and yellow, and then you got the Winnipeg whiteout. It's going to be a phenomenal series to watch. I'm really looking forward to this series. I'm looking forward to all the series, but I picked Nashville in 7. So I got Nashville, I got San Jose, I got Washington, and then I got the Tampa Bay Lightning. So there you have it. This is my preview of the second round. This is it's not made. Tony, I'm making the predictions now. The games have not started. This is how you make a prediction, right? You don't make a prediction after the fact. You don't make a prediction after the first game, after the third game, after the series ends. No. You can go back to all the tapes. You can cut and edit everything I say, but no. The predictions are done. The predictions will be uploaded very shortly, hopefully before the first game starts. But that's it. Serge Bogosian, the hockey guru, with my second round playoff predictions. Thank you, and have a great day, and enjoy the beautiful playoffs, the second round that's about to begin. We'll see you tomorrow.